So The Pilgrimage was my first book. I managed to publish it, managed to sell fairly well. Then my second book was The Alchemist, and then word of mouth, and only word of mouth brought me here. In the sense that now my books are translated in 74 languages and 150 countries, and we are over 150 million copies sold, which means 500 million people read the book, because we consider an average of 3 readers per book. So this is a few words of mine, and probably now we have to interact.
Sure. Thank you very much, Paulo. So what I would like to do, we have some questions here for you, which I would like to share with you. And then we will ask the audience with some of their questions, if that's all right with you.
Perfect.
So what I would like to start with, Paulo, people define your books very inspirational.
Yeah.
So I would like to know where this inspiration comes from, and also what is it in there that make people feel that your books are inspirational?
Well, it's very difficult to answer this question, because why were the Beatles inspirational for me? And why did they write? When you listen to the Beatles, you know, and they say, oh yeah, I want to hold your hand, I want to hold your hand, I want to hold your hand. For me, this was so inspirational, you know, and changed my life. So, love, love me do, you know I love you. It's just so stupid, at the same time so brilliant. So at the end of the day, back to the beginning of my chat here, inspiration comes from people, and for how people face life and look to life itself. So I really don't know. I can't answer your question. In the sense, of course, journalists ask me, and I have a list of 344 answers for this question. But to be honest, I really don't know. I try, as I said at the very beginning, I try to share myself, my way of seeing life. I don't try to tell you this is good or this is bad, this is how I see the world. I just saw that you have here 11 minutes, you know? It is a book about prostitution. It's my second best-selling book after The Alchemist. It is 11 minutes. And so this person who writes this beautiful metaphoric fable about a shepherd boy, and then one of his books is about a prostitute. So, and still the readers, they read. Because at that moment, I felt this urge to talk about sex. It was back in 2003, I guess. And then the book sold. I think that the reader can't forgive you for a book that they don't like, but they can't forgive you for following formulas. So, to answer your question, what do you mean by inspirational? I mean by being here with you, right? Inspire me, you breathe, right? And the second thing is where does inspiration come from? From life, from life. That's it. So next.
As a great big impediment to achieving your personal quest. Now, would you have some suggestion in terms of how can we quest, overcome fear?
I don't think
fear is constant in our lives.
Yeah, fear is natural, and fear is also, thanks to fear we are here today, meaning that it protected us from dangers. So it is an instinct that it is positive. It becomes negative when you start feeling, things that are not to be feared. And the most important thing that people fear, but they should not because they cannot control, is death. Do you? Okay, you fear death, you spend your lifetime trying not to die. You're going to die regardless. You know? You can live 5 more years, 10 more years, but at the end of the day, you're going to die. And then this fear of death, so this is not, I can guarantee you, I don't have any fear of dying. I had this experience 14 months ago, facing death. And then I said, okay, I'm ready to die. I married the woman I love. It was a heart problem. Huh? I married the woman I love. I've been married to her for 33 years. I did every crazy thing in life I had to do, and that I should not have to do. I fulfilled my dream to become a writer, and not only that, I was successful in this. So if I die tomorrow, so what? Huh? I lived my life fully. So the fear of changing is the second worst fear in our lives. We fear to change, but first we are changing. Second, you have no control. And third, you're again trying to fight nature, because this is the confrontation that we have outside. You know? There's winter, and then, then springtime is going to fight against winter, and so this confrontation that we have, and we have to accept. And then you say, how do you overcome fear? You don't. You don't, but you cannot allow fear to control you. So you move forward, regardless you're scared to death. I've been scared to death many times in my life, including, not only physical things, but also things that I had to do, etc. And I was not feeling comfortable, I was scared, but I was not paralyzed. So the problem is this. After you move, you take 3-4 steps. It's so simple, people complicate so much. 3-4 steps, and then you say, okay, the fear is behind, and I'm moving, even if I'm still afraid.